Good morning, my name is Elizabeth and I'm the moderator of this seminar. Today I have with me two students that have studied Wuthering Heights, a novel written by Emily Bronte. And by the way, here I have it with me and I encourage you to read it. So good morning.
Good morning everyone, my name is Jonathan and thank you so much for having me here because we are going to discuss about one of my favorite novels from Emily Bronte, so thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Same here, thank you very much for the invitation. I'm Paula and I'm also very pleased, very happy to be here and talk about Wuthering Heights. It's a great novel.
Okay, we're going to develop two different questions. The first one will be which is your favorite character, and the second will be if you like the novel or not. So let's start. Paula?
Alright, so which one is my favorite character? I will definitely go for Heathcliff.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I know, but just let me explain. I know that he is being portrayed as a evil character and he's has this double personality and so on. That's the bad side. But I will support the fact that the way he loves Catherine is a love that remains, you know, like in the novel, is right at the beginning until the end. He is suffering an agony when Catherine passes away, when she got suicide, let's say, but he doesn't want to die because he is happy even to see a ghost of her, of his loved one. Therefore, I really think that the passion that moves into the whole history is amazing. And also, he suffers an evolution. From the beginning, he was, let's say, nothing, no one, and at the end, he ends up being the landlord of the whole land, and he ends up being one of the most powerful men. So I think he is definitely my favorite character. I would say I love the way he is. It's fantastic.
Okay, thank you. And did you feel the same when you were reading the novel?
Well, actually, I don't quite agree with Paula. Heathcliff, in fact, it's the main character, he's the protagonist, but I don't like the way he is. I don't like his personality and his attitude, because he's moved by revenge. He takes revenge on people who are not guilty of all his suffering during his childhood. Many people say he's moved also by passion, but in my opinion, I think that he did not, because he's a coward and he did nothing to fight for that love he's always saying he feels. So he's also very bad, and he really enjoys the suffering of the others. So I think it's not good.
I have to agree with this.
Yeah, but can I just say something? I mean, yes, he is moved by revenge, but if you take into account his childhood was not best, and the brother of Catherine, he was also bullying him and just treating him bad, and therefore he grew all these feelings, you know, or of revenge or of hatred. But it's not because he's a bad character. I mean, it depends a lot on the suffering that he had to face when he was a kid or a child. That's why he's like that, but still he loves Catherine, and he has this positive side as well.
Yeah, but his son, for example, he's not guilty of all that suffering. Kathy, for example, is not guilty. So he's blaming all his suffering on people who are just innocent, you know, and that's the reason why I don't like him. So, in fact, my favorite character is Hareton, because I think that from the very beginning we can see an evolution of this character. He did not know how to write or read, and he's willing to learn. He is, in fact, portrayed as a bad character. He's like an animal, and at the end you can see that he becomes a man, and he's willing also to love, to learn, and to improve himself. So that's my favorite character.
Okay. You want to add something, or?
No, I would say I also agree in this point, in this perspective. I would say it's like Heathcliff and Hareton they're kind of like, they have similar, let's say, in storyline in a way, but then Hareton would be like the good version,
yeah,
exactly,
good.
the one who was successful,
Yes.
and maybe the failure would be Heathcliff,
Yeah.
that's it.
Okay. Then now, let's turn to the second question. And Jonathan, would you like to start?
Yeah, of course. As I have said before, this is one of my favorite novels from Emily. It's quite interesting because there are many interesting characters. They are so different, and the story is so creative, full of tension, passion. The relationship between the different characters is so creative, and I enjoyed a lot. I even felt while I was reading it, one of the characters. You are always expecting something that is not. You are completely wrong when you finish the novel because it's not the way it finished. But it's very interesting. I encourage everyone to read it because it's the way to do something interesting in your life. You have to read and to feed your mind with this kind of literature.
Yes, that's why it's a masterpiece. And the second question was why it is a masterpiece, right?
And I guess you love.
Yeah, I love. I mean, it's not only because of the character for Heathcliff, but also I think that Emily did this fantastic, like, let's say, game, of characters, of storyline that struck you so into the story. You really want to read. You start and you want to read because there are, as I said, three main narrators, which are like outsiders and not even the main characters with the narrator. That's the thing I really enjoy the most. And also the flashbacks with the letters, or when they are at the house and then they start to see and to think about what happened, and then you are just in the same position as the narrators. You are just, you see their perspective, but then maybe you change your mind because then there's another narrator saying something different. So you're not expecting anything, but at the same time you're expecting a lot. So it's fantastic book, novel. So I really love it, and there are very good film adaptations of it. I enjoy also watching them, but they're definitely the best. In my case, the best thing was just reading the novel was fantastic.
I also agree. This polyphonic narration of the story, it's quite interesting. Different perspective of the same story. It's what really encourages you to keep on reading.
Yes.
It's difficult to stop. Yeah.
Yeah, I felt so sorry when I read the end. I was like, no, I want to know. I want more. Let's second volume, please, or something like that.
Happens to me too.
Yes.
But I think that maybe someone who's willing to read this novel will be afraid of what you were saying, that there are so many Catherines, and this role will be confusing sometimes.
It's not confusing, but once you're reading, you know which character it is, because as I said, it doesn't matter that you don't really love reading, but you start reading this novel, and I assure you, you will read it completely. Yeah. You will. It's fantastic. Yeah. It's a fantastic book.
Okay. So I'm afraid we've run out of time today.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
I've enjoyed a lot, and
no problem.
Yeah, okay. And I hope to see you tomorrow. We are going to discuss Pride and Prejudice, written by Jane Austen. Thank you and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.